Big edition of Headbanging Through the UK's Big Red Port action. Yeah, it's pouring out. Oh boy, I'm glad I'm inside. Greg the Egg, Blackmore Rose just had a birthday, so here he is, trying to blow out his candle.
Happy birthday, dear Lily. Happy birthday to you.
Well, off another edition of Ranking the Songs. Mr. PG's there, but he keeps disappearing. Ranking the songs from least favorite to most favorite. This cover's shot here, so sorry about that, but it's this version. Number 7's The Mule, which is what we're hearing right now. I'm just doing the original track listing because this has bonus tracks. We'll talk about them later if I remember. Long drum solo in it, and I never cared for the riff's okay, but it just, even on the studio, paled to Fireball to me, but that's not the next one, so let's wake up here. Yeah, this was hard to do because this is a 20-minute version of this song, and the studio version I give a 10 out of 10, but because of this extended version, the first 6 or 7 minutes of the normal part of the song I love. It's backed up to being a 10, but then the other part is where Blackmore does stuff with the guitar and playing with his feet and rubbing it against the speaker and all that stuff, so it's still kind of interesting. Something I'd listen to all the way through on a highway, but if I'm just doing a short journey, I want to hear just the good part, or that normal part, or whatever I should say. Come on, everybody, clap your hands. Space trucking. Can't believe I'm making it number 6 out of 7. Sorry, Yarko of my vinyl bar, but it's just they always do the long part. But anyway, I can only talk for so long here. Big write-up. Oh, I'll talk about the encores while we're here too. That's a double CD edition. So you get Speed King as an encore, Black Knight as an encore, the same version as on 24 Karat Purple, but a little extended at the start. And Lucille, which, I don't mind that song. I mean, it's just Purple has so many other songs they could have played, but okay, we go ahead and move on to number 6, or no, number 5. 10.5-minute version. Again, a song I'd probably give a 10 to for the studio version. But this is extended keyboards at the start. And I usually skip that part, even though it's interesting. But I just like getting to the fast part. I mean, it's still a good listen. It's just I'm impatient with that a little bit. I just want to get to where it starts kicking. There's the gatefold of the vinyl. This is where I start listening. Totally love this song. It's funny, I watch these reaction videos, first time listeners and all this. It's really funny because they keep the instrumental and the studio version is about 5 minutes long, and then before there's any singing, so it's kind of funny to hear the reaction. But Blackmore is, of course, on fire. This is my Desert Island disc. If I could have one album out of a million, this would be the one I would take on the Desert Island. While bike riding, I go for these 2-hour bike rides or even more, so I get to hear all of Made in Japan the other day, and then the day after that I played almost all of Live After Death from Iron Maiden. So it's kind of funny comparing the two in my mind while I was listening. There's a lot of Purple influences to me, at least in my mind, for the when it's the galloping, like Hard Love a Man Up in rock and stuff. And there's one really high part where Bruce Dickinson, Steve Harris has a really high part. And on this album, Roger Glover does a really high part. I can't remember where it is offhand right now, but it's a great little part, like a 20-second little. And here he's doing the walking bass part. Actually, Roger Glover, but. Okay, now I gotta move on though. Number 4. Basically, because of the soloing in this by Blackmore's. And they don't do the audience participation back and forth, but they do the Blackmore and Gillan back and forth, which is kind of fun. Especially when it came out, there was nothing like that I knew of. Strange Kind of Woman. So it's right in the middle out of 7. So this is the middle of the pack. And there's a deluxe, super deluxe version coming out in August of this album where there's going to be 10 record set if you want the LP. And the CDs, I think, are a 6 CD set or 5 CD set. So you get the original and remixed and then some other different versions or something. But it's all 3 days that this original came on. It was 3 days in Japan, and they picked, I think most of it was the second day and a couple of 2 off the first, 1 off the third or something like that. I've only figured out how to do 15-minute or less videos. I don't know how people can do videos over 15 minutes, so I'm always pressed for time. But and on the Deep Purple website, the official website, I read where there's a notice that they're going to have Highway Star from Made Japan linked up with someone who took 8mm footage. There was just short, I think 30-second videos, and then there's a gap, then 30 seconds, so they spliced it together so you'll get to see exactly what this looked like live. I think there's already something like that on there anyway that I've watched before. I don't know if it was Space Truckin', but they synced it up perfectly, but there would be big gaps, or 30-second gaps or whatever, where they just show a picture or something, but it's just phenomenal because I pictured this concert in my mind for so long. Anyway, I talked through the whole solo. That was just grade 8. Now number 3. Number 3 out of 7. 12-minute and 17-second version. I always skip the slow part. Well, this is a really fun one to watch the reaction of first-time listeners for Child in Time. Especially when Gillan starts screaming and... One of these days I'm going to rank my favorite guitar solos by Blackmore of all time, and this one might be number 1. I don't know. There's so many, but... I think I've air guitar to this solo more than any solo I've ever heard in my whole life. So it's extended from the studio version. The studio is fantastic. It's just shorter and that's why when people don't rate Blackmore way up at the top, I just wonder, have they heard this yet? This is 1972. How many bands were doing this in 72? Anyway, I gotta move on. Now this one really made me mad to pick this as number 2.
It's also from the last album. It tells the story of how we recorded it and what went wrong when we did it.
Happened in Switzerland.
Songs thing called Smoke on the Water.
I don't know, maybe this is number 1. It's the most important song in my life because it turned me on to rock music. before that, I'd hear music on the radio, didn't really care, but once I heard Smoke on the Water from, I think it was this, they put the live version on the radio, so I'm like, it's the greatest song of all time. Then I watched it on the live at the California Jam on ABC, which is my favorite concert on TV or video or DVD in my life. So I just instantly been in love with Deep Purple and Smoke on the Water since then. But so it made number 2, but listening to this the last few days, it's hard to take this out now. Now that I've got it in the car, I don't want to take it out. But number 1's just got to be the number 1. That bass part used to distort my friend's stereo, because he had a better stereo than me at the time. But one of those record player on top and a radio and then a cabinet, like you'd have doors with speakers on the side, the parents. But that bass would kick in and distort. It doesn't distort in this car though, it sounds great. Well, anyway, I've got to get to number 1. And every time I think Burns, the best opening song in rock history, I listen to Highway Star, then I think it is, and I go back to Burn and I think it is. Listen to Blackmore here, I love that. You know, I know more people like Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple that I found in my whole life, but I just never found a Zeppelin song as exciting as this song. I mean, I love Black Dog, I give it a 10, I give Rock and Roll a 10, an Immigrant Song a 10, Communication to Breakdown a 10, but just for hard driving highway rock, Ian Pace just is unreal to drum to on this. And one of my biggest regrets in life, I was in Ontario to go see Moxie, and I was in contact with the backup band. Rick Zeta was in the band. Oh, I can't remember their band name, but anyway, they put up one CD, Juke, J-U-K-A. But I got to see them practice, and then they said, oh, we play Highway Star as a cover, do you want to drum on it? Yeah, and then my wife came downstairs and said, oh, do you think we could go now? And she was upstairs with the lady that we just met that night. Probably, I don't know if she was bored or not, I don't know, but I mean, it's kind of awkward. She's stuck up there, and so I said, yeah, okay, we'll go. But I could have drummed to a band doing this song. Would have been that'd be like playing for the BC Lions or the Vancouver Canucks. To me, like, I don't know, maybe one day. And another time I went to this karaoke thing. They have a Sunday jam in Mission, BC. And apparently they play stuff like Dio and like classic rock. And I thought, oh, maybe I can drum to some of these songs. But they canceled it that day, so I don't know, maybe one day. But that's me whining. But anyway, one of the greatest live albums of all time. It's great that it's getting this deluxe version, and congratulations to the Florida Panthers doing the Senate Cup. Oh yeah, gee whiz. And the Canucks farm team, the Abbotsford Canucks, just won their championship, the Calder Cup. The American Hockey League is the league below the National Hockey League, but they had to go through a whole bunch of series, and it's a big deal to win that. So that's, Canucks actually won this championship. But anyway, thanks for watching, and don't forget, slower traffic. Keep the right, Cody! Oh, big game coming up for the BC Lions in Saskatchewan, Gainer the Gopher territory. Okay, bye-bye. Blackmore.